So AR minimum wage 115 or 150-2 on there. So this is super critical because it blends the state number with like once the state level says the minimum wage is $15 an hour like New York did, then I got some time differentials because in my area, as soon as New York did or something like that, didn't mean my region for state minimum wage changed, but that changed the federal line because really nobody underneath that, short of the brackets and waiters and stuff. No offense, waiters, I understand your play. I'm not giving you a hard time. Bartender tip stuff on that. Yeah, I would imagine it's a job like any other job, and either one does or doesn't, or you have the skills or you don't have the skills. But there's probably an index in there, and how hard it is to find that element, purify it, figure it out on the shelf for the stuff I need in the Walmart list of groceries for your home rotation, where you go to Walmart and get it instead of everywhere else. At that note, that becomes AR. That's a state. That's a union, really. State of the union. Those words tend to blend across the system. When I say regionally, I do it for a job in a system, and that's more important than a federal $15. So from the Walmart's perspective, I don't like the fact that you said that for the stocks. It doesn't say anything good about your business model in terms of a stocking system, while the answer was there for an index. You're leaving this on the table in terms of the calculations. That really doesn't say an increase in minimum wage. It's to say what I do is product a number from a table position that has to index what the job is across the board, as it's the conveyor belt system fed to me for information on LiDAR here on this terminal for that question is actually to say what we do as the companies. We look at any state, like any terminal or the internet team and all those other things to correlate a blended product to say really, even though the cashiers want so much, there's actually a specific ladder that the cashier has to climb in order to make management. There's certain trigger functions that would psychologically resonate or enrich that particle to a wave function that's more obvious. Doomslayer. Anyways, in there, the wobbles they're chasing, he or she, or however that demographic goes to the choice to say, does it discriminate? Well, I got a 6'5" linebacker in here, 300 pounds, and he wants to run the cashier register, and I have a warehouse position open. I mean, in terms of his skill and research, or he wants to be head of the defense sector on camera for security, but he can't spell work. You know what I mean? The index is going to change. I can't help but realize a value at that position correlates to indexes, not to say gravity across the board. It is gravity, and that is don't change anything. I need it for the case. Even if the waiter's making something, I'm going to look at that boss and be like, I think if I walked out in town and they all had a bunch of sticks to either write stuff down or beat the shit out of you, you think this is the way you want to do it? You know, and that goes back to minimum. What is the minimum effort between X and Y here on time systems based in physics?